All right, Bears winners and losers coming at you through the first 6 weeks of the season. The Bears are 4-2 heading into the bye week. So, going to kind of unpack everything and take a look at 10 players slash members of the Chicago Bears and whether or not they're in the winning category or in the loser category. So, let's go ahead and dive on in here. Let's start with the quarterback, the talk of the town, the talk of the NFL, I'd say, after week 6. Caleb Williams, clear winner. Obviously, it took a few games for him to get going here, but you compare weeks 1 through 3 to weeks 4 through 6. I mean, that is vast improvement. I don't care who you're playing against. To jump completion percentage by 15%, to take care of the ball much better, to find the end zone much more, for your passer rating to double, you're doing something right. And forget the numbers. Just watch the guy play. He looks more comfortable. He looks more confident. He's more decisive in what he wants to do. He's taking more control at the line of scrimmage. He's hanging in the pocket and going through his reads post-snap. Like, you're seeing it all on display from Caleb Williams. You're seeing the passion displayed as well, which you love to see out of your young quarterback. The improvement's been rapid. It's been fun to watch. He's a clear winner. There's no doubt about it. Get the 18s in the chat. Show Caleb Williams some love, as he's been balling out recently. Hopefully that continues after the bye week. And it's exciting times right now if you're a Bears fan. All right. Got to put Kahlil Herbert in the loser category. A year after he was the starter for this team, at least when he was healthy, he is now not only the number 2 guy, which is, I think, a good role for him. That's what he's been for the majority of his career, and he's held that role well. He's not even involved. I mean, he is a total non-factor for this football team. He's got 8 carries for 16 yards this year. He's just a backup at this point, and not even the top backup. Like, I don't even really view Roschon as like a backup. He's got a clear role, right? Like, Swift is the starter. Roschon is like the third down short yardage back. Khalil Herbert is not a factor. Now, it doesn't mean he doesn't have value. If one of the top 2 guys goes down, he can plug and play. He's clearly proven he's capable of that. But he's only played like 16 offensive snaps this season. I mean, it's been pretty shocking that they kept him on the 53, and he essentially serves no purpose unless an injury pops up. So, kind of crazy for a guy who played a pretty notable role the first 3 years of his career. Matt Eberflus, got to give it to him. He's in the winning category. Things are hot right now, 3 wins in a row. And say what you want, and I've been one of those people, and I'm still not convinced he's a high-level head coach. One thing is for sure, though. Players like him, and he has mastered his side of the ball. The defense has not given up more than 21 points in 12 games. That is pretty difficult. That is, you're a top 5 unit type of shit. Like, he's really, really good. Now, can he be a top-flight head coach? Can you win a Super Bowl with him? Those are still clearly unknowns. But I think from where this was through 2 years, from there where this was through 3 weeks, clearly things have turned in a good direction for him. They're blowing out people. It's not like they're skating by with some weird fluky wins. Like, they're winning convincingly. The vibes around the team are high, and I think that's a reflection of the coach. Like, if guys are enjoying themselves, having fun, getting along, the coaching staff gets credit for that. So, is he turning a corner? I'd say somewhat. Now, am I convinced that he's here for the next 10 years and you're going to be a consistent playoff contender? I can't say that, but I think through 6 weeks, clearly 4-2, defense rolling, rookie quarterback progressing, he's got to feel pretty good about where this thing is at right now. Subscribe to the channel if you want daily Bears content for 100% free. Even during the bye week, we are not taking a day off here. Hit that subscribe button. Turn on those notifications. We will continue to plug out videos for you guys. All right, Nate Davis. I mean, come on. He's what's that old show? I think The Biggest Loser it was called for weight loss or whatever that was. I guess he's not the biggest loser because he got $20 million guaranteed on that contract, so he's good to go in that regard. But in terms of just like what you hoped you were getting out of him and what has actually transpired, I mean, it's just a disaster. There's no way around it. I mean, forget last year, which I kind of gave a slight pass for. He had the family tragedy, all that stuff. Okay, fresh slate this year. Well, it's been even worse. I mean, he started 2 games, benched by week 3, healthy scratch by week 6. I mean, the only reason he's on the 53 is because it does not save you money right now to cut him. And I still think there's a chance he could get cut once some of these short-term IR guys get healthy. It's a failed signing by Ryan Poles. Doesn't mean Ryan Poles is bad. I think he's done a great job, but this was a miss. And that happens. Sometimes you bring in a player that was good one place and for whatever reason isn't good in your place. That's the risk of free agency. You see it all the time. So it is what it is. It wasn't a back-breaking contract, 3 years, $30 million, just under 20 guaranteed. Good news is you cut him after this year, which is a lock, if not before that. And the cap savings for next year, $9.5 million. And you got extra money to play with and go sign his replacement or use that money elsewhere. So just hasn't worked out. I, quite frankly, do not expect him to step on the field again for the Chicago Bears. All right, another winner here, Kevin Byard. I mean, I was going to count this as a positive signing if he was just 5 to 10% better than Eddie Jackson, and that's twofold. One, just be a better all-around player. Jackson was a terrible run defender at the safety position. So Kevin Byard, if he's healthy, clearly an upgrade there. He's been healthy, been great against the run, and he's actually been better in coverage even too. Like, he's having one of his better seasons, and he's had a great career. I mean, PFF has him as one of the highest grade safeties in the NFL. He was the second highest graded Bear in Week 6 against the Jags, and think about that too. He's playing next to Elijah Hicks in that game, so he's got even more on his plate without Jaquan Brisker. He's been awesome. Like, to get this guy for 2 years and $15 million. And we're not even talking about the intangibles, the leadership this guy brings to the table. Like, you talk to people around the NFL, like, this guy is one of the best leaders in the league. He's never missed a game in his career. So this has been a home run signing for Poles. You have him under contract through next year for not much money. Just job well done on that regard. All right, we got 5 more winners and losers to discuss, but first, got to get a word in for our sponsor, Game Time. Do you want to go watch your favorite teams play? Is there an artist or a band you're dying to go see? If the answer to those questions is yes, well, Game Time's got you covered. Time to get off the couch and go check out your favorite teams and events and go get your tickets for the best prices available. That's what Game Time's going to do for you. And I highly recommend using their new feature, Game Time Picks, to speed up your process, simplify your process, because it's going to find price points within a venue and say, okay, 4th level, here's the price range you're looking at. 2nd level, 50-yard line, and whatever your budget is, you're going to be able to say, okay, this is what I can afford. This is the quality of ticket I can get. And then you can keep searching tickets within that range, and you'll see views from the seats, see if there's any super deals, which are the best bang for your buck, as Game Time provides that information as well. And they also promise you the last-minute tickets for the lowest prices guaranteed. So here's what you need to do. Download the Game Time app today. Use code CHATSPORTS, all one word, CHATSPORTS, for $20 off your first purchase only right now. That's code CHATSPORTS for $20 off. Terms apply. Download Game Time today. What time is it? It's game time. All right, another winner. Clearly, Gervon Dexter is a winner. I mean, I'm not going to act like he's had just an all-pro season, which was a goal of his, but he's taken the leap. He's breaking out. 4 sacks in 6 games, 18 pressures. He's hitting the quarterback. Run defense is hit and miss. It's a work in progress, but you drafted him to be a disruptive pass rusher. Like, for where you got him in the 2nd round, what you're getting this year is more than proper value. Like, he's not just like a decent starter. He's a well above average starter. Now, there's still room to grow. You're still hoping he takes steps forward, but from year 1 to year 2, you like what you're seeing. Imagine what year 3 could look like if he continues this trajectory. So the breakout has arrived. He's got a shot to be a double-digit sack guy in year 2. If you told me he had 5 or 6 sacks this year, I would have taken it. He's got 4 through 6 games. I've been pretty pleased with what he's done this season. Velus Jones Jr., I mean, what needs to be said? He had a great training camp. I vouched for him to make the team. I was down on Velus coming into this year. I thought he was a long shot to make the roster. I said it for a year and a half, move him to running back. They finally did. It looked pretty good. And when he catches the ball on kick return, it looks really good. Well, what does he do? He muffs the first kick of the season, and it's such a bad muff, Tennessee recovers it, and we have not seen him since. I mean, he's been inactive for 5 weeks in a row. So I wonder, when Travis Homer's healthy, when some of these guys on short-term IR are healthy, is Velus still on the 53? Maybe after the bye week, they give him another shot to return kicks. I'm not sure. But at this point, it's like, okay, you've sent the message. So Is he just a backup in case of an injury, or does he have one more chance? I'm not really sure. Either way, he's clearly in the loser category. And looking back at that last Hard Knocks episode, I don't know what the trade offer was or the compensation discussion was. You probably should have just traded him, even if it was for just a 6th or 7th round pick, because he's not doing anything for you. He's just taking up a roster spot. Name a player that the Bears should trade for or trade away. Like if you want to try and flip Velus, not sure who would trade for him at this point. Drop a name down in the comments of this video. All right, 3 more here. Cole Kmet, he's a winner after a slow start. First couple of weeks, it was like, Shane Waldron, you've used tight ends your whole career. Why aren't you doing it? Well, he has recently, and the numbers have progressively gone up. Had a huge game in London, catching a couple of touchdowns. He's got 3 on the year. Over 11 yards per catch, so he's getting some more explosives, which is nice as well. And how about long snapper Cole Kmet? I mean, come on, that was awesome, filling in for Scott Daly on Sunday. So we'll see. Hopefully he doesn't have to do that anymore. But I like the inclusion. I like the chemistry him and Caleb seem to have going right now. And by the way, a big part of this running game taking off is Kmet has had a lot of seal blocks on the edge to free up some of those runs for DeAndre Swift. He's extremely underrated as a blocker, especially in the run game. Pass protection could be hit and miss, but I really like what Cole's done this year. He's a team captain for the first time. He's just like embodies being a Chicago Bear. Like he loves being here. He's a grinder, doesn't care about his stats, and he just produces. Ryan Bates, got to put him in the loser category. You traded a 5th-round pick for him. He was competing for the center job, seemed to have the inside track, and then he has a back issue, and then I think a shoulder thing popped up and had to go on IR after week 1. He's been inactive like Velus since the first week. Now, this for different reasons. He actually got injured and placed on short-term IR. He is eligible to have his practice window activated. As of now, unclear when that's going to happen. And even when it does, would you plug him in for anyone right now? Coleman Shelton finally seems to be somewhat comfortable. Matt Pryor seems to be a guy that's playing really well at right guard. So at the end of the day, I don't really know what his role is when he comes back. He provides depth. He's obviously a guy who can play multiple spots, but we'll see what it looks like for him moving forward. And then lastly, you guys, us, Bears fans, of course we're winners. We've been waiting for this. Tying back number 1, Caleb Williams of this list, to you guys, the fans. The Bears finally have a quarterback. It's okay to be excited about it. You don't have to convince yourself it's not going to work. It's working. Doesn't mean there's not going to be bad games. Doesn't mean there's not going to be a setback. But you have the guy. You can feel pretty confident in that. Nothing's guaranteed in the NFL, but through 6 games, I feel very, very good about the direction of Caleb Williams in this franchise right now, and I have not been able to say that for quite a while. All right, there you have it. Bears, winners and losers from the first 6 games of the season. If you have any thoughts, drop them in the comments below. And be sure to subscribe for more Bears content.